Welcome to your deep dive. Today we're diving into keeping your pets healthy and happy, right here in Mobile, Alabama.
Absolutely.
Mobile, it's got that pet-friendly vibe, right? Walks along the bay, playing in the park.
We do. We've got tons of parks, beautiful weather most of the year.
Yeah, but our climate, it's not always paws and sunshine, is it?
Yeah, you're right. It can be rough, especially with that heat and humidity.
That's got to make things interesting for vets here, right?
Oh, absolutely. Mobile vets, they're practically specialists in heat stroke, allergies from the humidity, and those pesky mosquito-borne diseases.
That's what we're diving into today, how to keep our pets safe and healthy in Mobile.
Yep, straight from a local vet.
Perfect. So where do we start? What's the first line of defense?
Vaccinations. This vet, they really hammered that home. Preventative care, it's everything, especially here.
Makes sense. I know there are core vaccines, right?
Exactly. Those are non-negotiables. Rabies, distemper, parvo for dogs. And for cats, rabies and FVRCP.
The essentials. But what about those other ones I've heard about, the optional ones?
Those are called non-core vaccines. They really depend on your pet's lifestyle and where they spend their time.
So like if my dog's a regular at the dog park or hiking trails?
Exactly. Things like leptospirosis, it spreads through water, Lyme disease from ticks, and you know what else?
What?
Canine influenza. Dog flu.
Really? Is that a thing down here?
It's going around, especially with our active outdoor lifestyle.
So that's where a mobile vet's expertise comes in.
Exactly. They can assess your dog's individual risk, where you walk them, how old they are.
Okay, so vaccinations, big deal. What else is on the mobile pet owner's checklist?
Parasites. Ugh, they're a year-round problem here.
Oh, tell me about it. Fleas, ticks.
Heartworms, don't forget those, and those pesky intestinal worms, too.
So I guess just treating them when they show up isn't enough, is it?
Not a chance. You gotta be proactive. Year-round prevention. That's the key.
So find a good preventative medication and stick with it.
Exactly.
Okay, vaccinations, parasites. We're sounding like a broken record here, but it's important. Anything else specific to mobile we need to be thinking about?
The heat. That humidity can really take a toll on pets, especially the ones with short snouts, like bulldogs, or those with thick fur.
Right. Brachycephalic breeds, they really struggle.
Yeah. Talk to your vet about it. They might recommend things like cooling vests, or just sticking to walks in the early morning or late evening.
Makes sense. And speaking of vets, they're a big part of all this, aren't they? What about when you're first bringing home a puppy or kitten?
Get them to the vet ASAP.
Okay. For a first round of shots, right?
Yeah, vaccinations, but also a full checkup, get some advice on nutrition. And they'll talk to you about spaying and neutering. Right,
and getting them microchipped. Super important, especially in a city like Mobile with all the distractions.
Absolutely, like an insurance policy. Gives you peace of mind. And, while we're talking about peace of mind, emergencies, right, you got to have a plan.
Oh, for sure. Right. Knowing where the nearest emergency vet is, stuff like that.
Exactly. Keep those numbers handy because sometimes, things happen after hours or if your regular vet's not available.
Makes sense. And maybe like a pet first aid kit, too.
Great idea. Always good to be prepared. But shifting gears a bit, we've talked about those new pups and kittens, but what about our senior pets?
Right. Their needs change as they get older, don't they?
Absolutely. This vet, they were really passionate about senior pet care. Frequent checkups, they said, especially as pets get older, like every 6 months.
Wow, that seems like a lot. But I guess it's about catching things early.
Exactly. Like if they're having trouble getting up, or they're stiff, or their appetite changes, maybe they're drinking more water than usual, accidents in the house, all those little things.
So it's not just them slowing down. It could be a sign of something else.
Right. And that's where having a vet who knows your pet's history, it really makes a difference.
Because they'll notice those subtle changes.
Exactly. And then there's pain management. That's a big one with senior pets.
Oh, right. Because they don't always show it, do they?
No, they don't. So you got to be observant. Talk to your vet if you're worried about anything.
So then what about those adjustments you sometimes need to make, like to their diet or exercise routine as they get older?
Oh, for sure. Mobile vets, they see this all the time. They can recommend a plan based on your pet's breed, their activity level, any health conditions they have.
Like if my older dog needs a joint supplement.
Exactly. Or maybe they need a special diet to manage their weight.
Speaking of weight, I've seen some pretty fluffy dogs around Mobile. Is that something we should be paying extra attention to here with the climate?
Weight management, oh, it's important everywhere. But you're right, in mobile, it can be tough to get them enough exercise in the summer. So yeah, watch those portions, find ways to keep them active indoors.
No midday jogs in July, that's for sure. So indoor play, maybe some puzzle toys.
Exactly. You can even get a doggy treadmill if you're feeling ambitious.
I might need one of those myself, actually. But you know what I always forget about? Dental care. My dog hates getting his teeth brushed.
I hear you. But it's so important. Dental disease, it's super common in pets.
And it's not just about bad breath, right?
Right. It can actually lead to bigger health problems down the line.
Okay, you've convinced me. I'll try harder. Any other surprising tips this vet had?
Well, they talked about mental enrichment, especially here in Mobile when outdoor time might be limited.
Right, because of the heat.
Yeah.
So keeping them mentally stimulated, even if they can't be outside as much.
Exactly. Puzzle toys, training sessions, maybe even agility classes. It keeps them from getting bored, helps with behavior problems.
This is all great advice. I feel like I'm already learning so much.
That's what this deep dive is all about. Giving you the knowledge to take care of your furry friend.
You know, hearing all this about vets, it really makes you realize how important it is to find the right one. Someone who really gets it.
Absolutely. Especially here in Mobile, where those local insights are so valuable.
So, okay, finding the right vet. What should mobile pet owners be looking for?
Well, it's not just about convenience. It's about finding a vet who really clicks with you and your pet.
So, more than just who's closest to home.
Yeah, exactly. Think about your pet's specific needs. Do you have a senior dog, a super energetic puppy, a cat who, well, maybe isn't the biggest fan of vet visits?
I know a few of those. So finding a vet who specializes in that.
Exactly. And luckily, here in Mobile, we've got a great mix of vets. General practitioners, then others who focus on specific things like dentistry or skin issues, even exotic animals.
Wow, I didn't even think about exotic animals.
Yeah.
So once you've got an idea what you need, what's next? Are online reviews the way to go?
Online reviews can be helpful, but honestly, talk to people, friends, family, neighbors, anyone at the dog park.
Word of mouth, it's still the best. Hearing those personal stories, it really helps. But it's always a little nerve-wracking, that first vet visit. Any tips for making it less stressful? For everyone involved.
Oh, yeah. This vet had some good advice. Call the clinic beforehand. Let them know about any anxieties, yours or your pet's.
Okay, so just being upfront.
Yeah, a lot of vets, they'll try to make things easier. Maybe schedule you during a less busy time or even do a curbside exam if your pet's really scared.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But really, at the end of the day, it's about finding a vet you can build a relationship with, right?
Exactly. Someone you trust, someone who listens, someone who cares about your pet as much as you do. They're your partner in all this.
That's got to be especially important here in Mobile. Our vets, they have this unique understanding of what our pets go through.
Absolutely. They're not just treating the symptoms, they're helping you navigate those hot summers, those parasites, all the things that come with living in Mobile.
Well, I think we've learned a lot today. Any parting words of wisdom for our listeners?
Being a responsible pet owner, it's more than just checking things off a list. It's about staying informed, watching your pet closely, and speaking up for them. And it all starts with finding a vet you can trust, building that bond.
I love that. Sure. So for all you mobile pet owners out there, remember, you're not in this alone. There are great resources here, vets who are ready to help you every step of the way.
That's right. A little preventative care, a lot of love, and your pet will be happy and healthy for years to come.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us.